Hey, I'm Marc Stevens, author of Government Indicted, my website, markstevens.net, and I got another success story. So go to markstevens.net under the success stories, and you can see page after page after page where we've gotten traffic tickets, drug charges, and tax assessments thrown out. In fact, the next video will actually be, the next success story will be a tax assessment that was thrown out. So we haven't been able to post something like this in almost a year. So it's really great to have it in writing, because we don't always get the IRS stuff in writing, but boy, when we do, it's nice. But this, we'll get up there. We want to thank Ricardo from Staten Island. That's there in New York, for those who aren't aware over there. It was a traffic ticket. And so what we've got here is the order from the Department of Motor Vehicles Traffic Violations Division in Richmond, New York. And it's signed down there. You can see that it's signed by some judge over here. But and you see in the highlight, dismissed. Took a long time. Took over a year, but it did get dismissed. Now, and I want to thank Ricardo and congratulations for standing up to these predators and getting this trash thrown out. And standing up on principle. It wasn't a matter of the money, because looked like it was only $40, but it was principle. So he filed the motion to dismiss and the discovery request. And so the motion to dismiss is based on lack of evidence proving subject matter, territorial, and personal jurisdiction, although I think personal and territorial jurisdiction really is exactly the same thing. So the prosecution has no evidence to do that. They also have no evidence because there's no subject matter jurisdiction. There's no evidence of a valid cause of action. So from the email that Ricardo sent me, which he was nice enough to give me some of the details, it says, "Hello, Mark. Wanted to add another confirmed dismissal to your success stories. I was the last person to walk in the courtroom and the first to be called without the police officer being present. It was an arraignment, so the police officer typically won't be present. That's why he writes here, I pleaded not guilty, and the fake judge dismissed my case. After listening to your show, following your steps, and doing my research, I was able to have my ticket thrown out. I want to thank and commend you for your dedication promoting awareness of true law to those who are willing to wake up from the delusion these crooks have managed to have implanted upon our society." I think what he means by true law is really do no harm. Live honestly, injure no one, give every man his due. Pretty easy to understand over there. So I had asked him for some of the details, and there really isn't much. It's really pretty much what he said here. He said the fake judge gave no reason for the dismissal. In fact, I barely heard him when he spoke to me, that I had to ask him what the verdict was. Like, if it was like he didn't want the rest of the people in the court to hear his decision. This experience really showed me the amount of fraud within the system. Well, it's a criminal enterprise. Exactly. When you file the motion to dismiss, you're letting them know in no uncertain terms that you are challenging them, and you're going to challenge them every step of the way. And that's why we're usually put last. They don't want people to understand and to know, hey, you can challenge us, and you don't have to mortgage your house to do it or get it. Wow, really? And not only can you challenge it, but you get it tossed out. So going based just on the evidence that we have, we know the motion to dismiss was filed. We know the discovery request was filed. We know the judge dismissed it. We have the evidence that it was dismissed. We know he dismissed it, according to Ricardo, that there was no trial. He dismissed it at the arraignment. So the only evidence we have without any speculation is that the judge granted the motion to dismiss. That's the evidence there. I know. There'll be the trolls that'll turn around and say, oh, it had nothing to do with what Ricardo presented, nothing to do with what Marc Stevens did. That would be speculation, as we've mentioned so many times. It's not based on the evidence that we have. And the evidence we have, it was dismissed, and the motion to dismiss was filed, dismissed without a trial or hearing, dismissed at the arraignment. So if they had evidence proving that the Constitution and laws applied to Ricardo because he was physically in New York, they would have just presented it, but they can't. That's why you get these stupid things. Oh, then this will be part of another video. Oh, we don't need evidence. Yeah, sure. You're killing me with your logic there. But a big congratulations to Ricardo. We have the evidence here at markstevens.net. If you disagree, if you think that there is actually evidence proving the Constitution applies to Ricardo or anyone else just because they're physically in New York, please call live broadcast. Do your own video. Write an article. Post something. Do something publicly. The best would actually be to confront me in real time on a live broadcast, whether the No State Project or another live broadcast, and present your evidence that these are the facts that prove that just because you're physically in New York, the Constitution applies to you. Show the facts. Call a live broadcast. We'd love to hear it. Again, my name's Marc. Again, well, congratulations again to Ricardo for standing up to the man, and thank you for sending me the documentary proof. My name is Marc Stevens. The website is marcstevens.net, and I wait to hear or see your evidence to prove that the Constitution applies to any of us just because we're physically in New York.